Hey, how you doing? Percy Jackson 3, I'm in the bourgeoisie, I'm a bird, therefore I'm in a tree. Except I'm not actually in a tree this time. I recorded this all while sitting in a tree yesterday, and then the files are gone, so I'm doing it again. Also, sorry for me looking up here the entire time, that's where my script is. Spoiler alert, I made this whole thing in 2 days, so I apologize for the bad quality, but I hope you congratulate me for doing this all twice. Anyways, you know the drill: characters, settings, story summary, and themes. Let's go! Characters. Percy Jackson, the title character, is the son of Poseidon and Sally Jackson, who is recalling my first summary on this book series, The Light of My Life. He's an idiot with a sword, so you can expect this to go badly. Annabeth Chase is a daughter of Athena and presumed dead very early in the book, but she's also Percy's love interest. Zoe Nightshade is the chief hunter of Artemis and has been alive for a very long time. Bianca Angelo? I'm gonna say Angelo. Is a half-blood whose parentage is unknown. She becomes a hunter very early on in the book, leaving behind her little brother, aka Nico D'Angelo, who, as I said literally 2 seconds ago, is Bianca's little brother. He doesn't play a huge role in the book, but I thought I'd mention him as it looks like he's going to be playing a bigger role in the future. Settings. The settings include some random military school, Camp Half-Blood, and the whole of frickin' the whole country is what I'm trying to say. The random military school doesn't need to be expanded on, excuse me. It's just where we start the book and where we find Bianca and Nico. I almost said Nianca and Biko. Have fun with that. Camp Half-Blood should be self-explanatory at this point, and I have no freaking clue where we are for the rest of the book other than we get into Aphrodite's limo at some point. So, not very useful, but you know, that's all I got. Story. We start with Percy, Annabeth, and Talia, yes, she was revived in the last book, going to some random military school to pick up 2 half-bloods whose names are Bianca and Nico D'Angelo. And since they're named, you know that they're going to be important. They soon encounter one of the teachers, Dr. Thorne, and find out he's a manticore. Insert picture of a manticore here. Because I didn't know what it looked like, and I don't know, I guess I never imagined it. They fight and eventually end up on a cliff that has an ocean behind it. Percy almost jumps but is interrupted by Artemis and her hunters coming to the rescue. In a panic, Dr. Thorne says something about a great awakening of monsters, being all dramatic and stuff, before yoinking Annabeth and jumping off the cliff. He jumped off the frickin' cliff. Bruh. Artemis consoles Percy and Talia and asks Bianca if she would like to join the hunters. Despite having her brother, Nico, to look after, she says yes and takes the oath to become a hunter. Small explanation behind the hunters: they're basically immortal unless directly killed. So if you were to stab a hunter about 17 times, they'd probably die, but if you were to break an arm and a leg of theirs, they'd probably survive, albeit with much trauma from some random person coming up to them and breaking their bones. With Bianca being a new member of the Hunters, you'd expect Nico to be mad or sad or something, but no, he's fine with it. He's just excited to have some people to rant to about his game. Worried about what Dr. Thorne said, Artemis decides to hunt some beast that has the power to destroy Olympus. She calls her brother, Apollo, to take the hunters and the trio of half-bloods to Camp Half-Blood. There was a huge long rant about how they lost members and gained members, but I'm not going to say that because it's too much of a hassle. Once there, Percy, in his lone cabin, hears his Pegasus friend, Blackjack, calling to him. Basically, there's this sea creature that needs saving. The creature's like a cow, serpent thing. Strangely enough, it can't speak to Percy like the rest of aquatic life can. All it says is moo. All it says is moo. And I don't think this is ever explained, and I hate it. Anyways, after that, a friendly game of capture the flag ensues between the half-bloods and the hunters. I say friendly, but it's anything but, and I don't want to explain that. So, scrollity-scroll, let's go! After the game, the Oracle, which is a mummy that never comes out of its room, just like me, walks up to Joey? Wow. Joey. Ah! After the game, the Oracle, which is a mummy that never comes out of its room, just like me, walks up to Zoe Nightshade and gives her a prophecy. Anyways, the basic rundown of the prophecy is that one will die in a place with no rain, one will die by a parent's hand, one will have to take a Titan's curse, and 5 in total will go, hunters and campers combined. Originally, the 5 to go were Zoe, Bianca, one unimportant hunter that does get named, but I don't want to remember that, Grover, and Talia. As you can see, no Percy involved. So Percy has a nice little sulk about that until he sees that the unimportant hunter has been incapacitated by some sort of sick prank. One spot in the prophecy is free for... Oh my gosh. I need water. So Percy has a nice little sulk about that until he sees that the unimportant hunter has been incapacitated by some sort of sick prank.
Lucas Sutton to the office, please.
Excuse me, I'm trying to record something here. One spot in the prophecy is free for the taking, so Percy took it. Just before leaving, Percy runs into Nico and promises that he'll keep Bianca safe on the journey. And yes, that is important. I'm noting it here because I completely forgot by the end of the book, and it actually ties into the story. It's kind of heartbreaking. So Percy takes Annabeth's invisibility cap, which I'm going to shorten to Invisicap, because I'm cool like that, which I forgot to mention that he grabbed before Annabeth fell, and goes on the quest despite his 40% chance of dying. I did the math. It wasn't that hard. Percy, you're supposed to be smarter than this. So anyways, that's the summary of the first 8 chapters, aka 120 pages of the book. You gotta read the rest yourself because it's actually really good, and I enjoyed it despite all the grief that it gave me. Have faith in your friends and allies. There are too many times in the book when Percy's friends came through for him, or he came through for them. Most of them contain spoilers, so you'll have to just take my word for it on this one. The allies part comes with Percy and Talia's initial mistrust / dislike of Zoe, and also with Artemis herself. The part with Artemis is my favorite part of the book, but I can't tell you that because it's literally one of the final conflicts of the book. If not one of the final ones, then the final one. And it's my favorite. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna edit this now in this classroom. I mean, at least try to edit it. Hopefully it works.